Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the Pro League playoffs. This is the first round of the playoffs between OnGameNet Sparkies and STX Seoul. Boy, what an exciting matchup we have in line for us today. It's actually Diggity and Moletrap were supposed to do this commentary, and they did in fact do this commentary live, but unfortunately because of time lag and syncing issues, they did not feel that they were able to sync their audio commentaries to the videos and therefore upload them, and so I've been asked to fill in the breach. So I'm happy to do it. I'm looking forward to this. I think we're looking forward to hopefully some exciting games. The first matchup is being played on Colloseum between two players who you might not even have ever heard of, being Justin and Notice. Justin for Sparkies and Notice for STX Seoul. These two players, again, relatively unheard of. Justin has played a fair amount of 2v2s for OnGameNet, and just to check up, the colors now starting up, looks like Notice is in red at the top left-hand corner of the map, and Justin is at the bottom right-hand corner of the map in teal. So Notice in red at the top left-hand corner of the map in red at the 11 o'clock position, and Justin is at the bottom left-hand corner at the 7 o'clock position. One of the things about Pro League that annoys me a little bit is how players are picked not necessarily on their ability, but almost on the maps. Certain maps, like Colloseum for example, both coaches have decided to put a Terran player on instead of one of their other choices. If you look at the lineups, you see that KlazartSC, for example, is not slated to play a 1v1 match. I mean, it just confounds expectations that the number one player, Zerg player, arguably one of the number one Zerg players, the current reigning OSL champion, is not playing in the is not playing a solo game in the Pro League playoffs. The winner of this playoff obviously will, and looks like Justin is being a little clever here, saying an SCV out very early. I thought initially that he might be hoping to block his choke, but looks like he's building a forward Rax. Maybe he's going to try and put some early pressure on his opponent, maybe hoping to catch his opponent fast expanding or something like that. Meanwhile, Notice has just started up his supply depot. Notice obviously is a completely unheard of player. I don't think anyone has ever seen him before or ever seen what he looks like. No one knows who he is, what he's capable of. He really is a complete wild card. Supply depot just now starting up for Justin in his base. He's a complete wild card. We don't, and this does definitely look to me like some sort of a rush, going for the racks so early on by Justin. I think predictions would have not favored Justin against any even reasonably established player. Unfortunately, STX don't seem to have a huge lineup, and now Justin. So luckily, Justin didn't go for the 14cc. Had he done that, it would have been disastrous for him. He's putting down his racks. He's taking his refinery, so he's actually going to be in a decent position to defend against this rush from. Notice is going to be in a decent position to defend his rush from Justin. I've only ever seen Justin myself play once, where he received an absolute beating from Reach, if you guys remember it, and now Justin with the scout. Unfortunately for him, he is scouting in the wrong direction. He is scouting counterclockwise, and because his opponent is literally on top of him, towards the north of him, he's not going to necessarily find him, and now he's sending the Marines out, so he's losing a little bit more time in this rush that he's trying to effect, and that Rax is no doubt going to get scouted now by Notice, and Notice is going to be well prepared for this. So Justin is now going to straight away send the Marines out, the two Marines. I think Notice would be well advised to straight away start building a bunker in his base as soon as he possibly can. Two Marines already on the way from Justin, as well as an SCV. Factory now also going up, so obviously Justin's going to try and delay that, and this is going to be a quick match, because if this rush fails, then there's going to be no hope for Justin. If it succeeds, obviously he's going to have a small chance in the game. I think Rax should just about be coming up for Notice. Justin producing another Marine, taking a little bit of damage from the SCV that was guarding his racks, and now Notice has a Marine out as well. So literally a crazy strategy by Justin to go for a Marine rush against a Terran player. Again, I suppose this is Colloseum, this is a very heavy macro map, and he sort of gambled on the fact that his opponent might go for a fast expansion, and bunker now also going up. So Justin looks like he's in this for the long haul. Obviously he's now building his factory just on the cliff above in the second expo, just south of Notice's base. But Notice, remember, his factory started up earlier than Justin's. He's completely thwarted this rush, even though that bunker is going to go up. Maybe if he can slow Notice down, but he's going to be significantly behind in terms of the economy, and you can see the barracks being lifted and floated over. Factory still not complete for Justin. I have a feeling that and Notice his factory obviously complete, so Notice is now in a comfortable position to take this victory. He's got a superior economy, his factory's up first, the Marine rush has been a complete catastrophe. Maybe Justin was hoping to lock his opponent in. I seriously don't think that unless, if Notice had gone 14cc, that was the only way I think that Justin could have caught him, and maybe if Justin had been playing Flash, he might have won this game. Now building a starport, looks like Justin, but again, that's going to get scouted by the floating racks as well. Not very clever StarCraft, and looks like, to me, that First Blood is definitely going to go down to on-game net Sparky's here, or sorry, to STX Soul here, army going up immediately, and a second factory for Notice. And the moment he survives this sort of rush from his opponent, he's going to be in a very strong position. He's planting the barracks down next to that starport. He's going to try and force his opponent to pull his marines away from the bunker. Notice, I don't think really, and now Justin's going to make his push for it. There's a couple of vultures and marines, but his opponent has got more SCVs to back him up as well. 2 marines and 2 vultures left for Justin. So Justin doing a decent job, managed to kill out all of them, but his third vulture pops out for Notice. And Notice in a little bit of trouble here. His micro hasn't been spectacular. Managed to kill the vulture off. Vulture kill for the SCV. Great play. Another SCV, another vulture coming in for Justin, and now he's able to inflict some damage. He's now got 2 vultures in his opponent's base, and Notice is in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to be forced to bring his SCVs out to ward off those vultures, but you've got to say decent micro by Justin. Notice now managed to catch the marine, and just Notice manages to get a kill on a vulture from his vulture that pops out of his factory. He's obviously using his he's got 2 vultures out, now he's got enough to hold his defense. The problem for him is that starport is going to be producing, and because of that push by that timing attack by Justin, he was able to whittle down his opponent's force and force his opponent to produce more vultures. So now it's a question of whether or not he can get... of course, he's got 2 factories to his opponent's 1 factory, 1 starport, and it's just a question of getting that Goliath out. Goliath obviously superior against vultures as well, but taking slightly longer to produce. So now he's going to be under a little bit of pressure. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of raids. They don't really do that much damage, in my opinion, especially when the opponent sees them coming, and I think that attack that was warded off by Notice was really Justin's last chance to really affect some serious damage. And once those first 2 Goliaths pop out, it's really going to be pretty much GG here, because... again, the problem for Justin is because he's coming in. Now the Goliaths are out. There's no hint of cloaking technology, obviously, not even a control tower down for Justin. So Justin really just relying on something completely insane, and it's not going to work out for him. He took a big gamble, and the problem again is that because of the positioning of his factory, he's got a machine shop up hoping to try and get a siege tank out, but because of the positioning of his factory and his starport, he's now going to lose his tech, unfortunately, as well. He's going to lose his tech buildings, trying to sneak in with the vultures, and he's going to lose all 3 vultures. This is going to be GG right here. One of the vultures streaks in with minor health. There's going to be a Goliath waiting for it, and that Goliath has already taken out the raid, so this is going to be GG. First blood to STX. Well played to Notice in his first ever game. Some stage to be on to play your first ever game of professional StarCraft, but really a very risky strategy by Justin, and obviously not paying off. I'm sure this was something that his coach concurred with. He manages to pop that siege tank out, but it's just far too little. His opponent is in too strong a position, and I think you've got to give credit to Notice. He did everything pretty much right, and I'm looking forward to maybe seeing him in the future. GG guys, first game to STX. This is Klazart. Confident victory for Notice. Justin really not doing much, and this guy looks like a kid. He looks even younger than Flash. I wonder how young he is. Again, I have to say, maybe if it had been Flash versus Justin, Flash with his tendency to fast expand, he might have been caught unawares by Justin's build. But I think that even in the form that he is right now, Flash probably would have come out on top. Nevertheless, GG. Notice with a little shrug. He looks like a good kid. Hopefully we'll see some good StarCraft from him in the future. Maybe another Terran up-and-coming star for STX. We'll know. He's obviously going to be trained by question. Anyway, GG, this is Klazart. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with Game 2.